Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome into our latest TDR Cannabis in 5 presented by Dutchie. As usual, I am your host, Shad Dales. If you caught last week's episode, we talked about how the hemp industry has been gaining major attention and not always in a good way. Things just got escalated to a whole other level. What do I mean by that? Well, now some of the biggest names in the alcohol industry are officially stepping into the fight, calling on Congress to ban intoxicating hemp products nationwide, at least until the federal government creates a full regulatory framework. Wow, this is getting bigger. So today we're going to ask, is this really about consumer safety, or are traditional alcohol giants trying to take out the competition? Yeah, this gets interesting. So let's break down what's happened, who's behind it, and what this could mean for the future of hemp-derived THC. Because this is our latest TDR Cannabis in 5 presented by Dutchie. All right, let's begin. According to Marijuana Moment, 5 of the most powerful alcohol trade groups in America: the Beer Institute, Distilled Spirits Council of the United States, Wine Institute, Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America, and the American Distilled Spirits Alliance have officially joined forces. And wow, those are quite the forces. They sent a letter straight to Congress urging lawmakers to block the sale of intoxicating hemp products until federal regulators step in. So what's their argument? That hemp THC products, especially drinks, are flooding the market without consistent rules or age restrictions, and that consumers might mistake a THC-infused seltzer for a regular alcoholic beverage. So on paper, they're pushing for public safety, but behind the scenes, we know what's going on here. It's about market share and controlling what's on the shelf next to Bud Light or Jack Daniels. They're losing market share, so they're stepping in. You can bet on that. So here's a quick refresher. The 2018 Farm Bill, it legalized hemp federally as long as it contained less than 0.3% THC by dry weight. But what lawmakers didn't expect was how fast innovators would find ways around that. By isolating and synthesizing compounds like Delta 8, Delta 10, and even hemp-derived Delta 9 THC, companies started producing drinks, gummies, and vapes that do get you high, but are technically legal under the Farm Bill definition. Yeah, I know. So fast forward to today, and that's created a $5 billion plus gray market in the industry, and it could be higher. So the alcohol lobby is saying, let's face it, it's chaos. Products sold at gas stations, online, even next to beer coolers, often with little testing or oversight. And they want Congress to pull the plug until federal agencies, especially the FDA and USDA, to step in with actual guardrails. I like where this is going, but is it the right cause? Now, the big question here is whether Congress will actually listen. Some lawmakers, including Senator Mitch and Andy Harris, they're backing the alcohol groups. They've been vocal that intoxicating hemp products were never what Congress intended in 2018. But as we know, not everyone agrees. As we said before, Senator Rand Paul, also from Kentucky, says banning hemp-derived THC would crush small businesses and farmers who followed the law. He's calling for a measured response, regulation, not prohibition. And I tend to agree with Senator Paul here. So Washington right now is split. And with the next Farm Bill already in the works, both sides are lobbying hard to get their vision written into that legislation. What that'll entail, let's find out. And speaking of finding out, if you're in the cannabis business and you know how fast things change from regulations to tech to customer expectations, Dutchie powers legal cannabis commerce across the US and Canada as well. Their platform helps licensed retailers handle everything from online orders to in-store checkouts and delivery, all while staying fully compliant. If you want to learn more about this, visit business.dutchie.com to learn how they're building the backbone of modern cannabis retail. All right, so now that we move further into this episode, here's what's new. This isn't just a few senators talking anymore. The alcohol industry, let's face it, they're now coordinating, lobbying together, and pushing the narrative that hemp THC products are unsafe and they're definitely unregulated. So that's a big shift because alcohol's lobbying power in DC, let's face it, it's massive. So if this campaign indeed gains traction, we could see Congress move faster than expected to restrict hemp-derived products even before rescheduling or broader cannabis reform is finalized. Is this the right move? Leave your comments at the end of this episode here. We'd love to get your feedback. And for the cannabis industry, that creates two possible outcomes. One, short-term shakeups. Hemp-based drink companies could get hit hard, forced to pause sales or change formulas. And then two is the long-term opportunity. If hemp drinks disappear from convenience stores, more consumers might turn to state-licensed cannabis retailers where the products are tested, tracked, and taxed. So in other words, what hurts hemp could actually help cannabis, but a full prohibition, I'm not sure if that's the solution when you want to talk about cannabis going to the next level based on reform. But let's be honest here, the alcohol lobby isn't doing this out of love for consumer safety. None whatsoever. They're seeing hemp THC drinks pop up everywhere, from trendy bars to Whole Foods adjacent shops, and it's starting to eat into into their future. We've seen recent earnings reports for Jack Daniels, and yes, their market share is shrinking. It's a sign of the times that consumer behaviors are changing, maybe forever as we know it. Because really, for the first time, alcohol companies, they're facing a challenger that offers a similar buzz without the hangover, calories, or stigma. Think about that. You want to have fun minus the hangover and less calories? Yeah, I'll sign up for that one. So reading between the lines here, when they say ban it until we regulate it, what that really means is slow it down before it gets too big. Remember us? So it's a smart business move, I can see it, but it could have massive consequences for hemp farmers, small batch manufacturers, and retailers trying to operate in good faith. Because let's face it, banning hemp outright is not the answer or solution. There are regulated companies doing it the right way. So if Congress indeed moves forward with a temporary ban, expect a couple of things. One, thousands of hemp-THC drinks that'll be pulled from shelves within months. States then rewriting hemp laws to match federal standards, and companies pivoting to CBD-only or state-licensed THC products. And then meanwhile, cannabis operators, especially the big MSOs, they could gain momentum. With hemp sidelined, the narrative shifts back towards regulated, lab-tested cannabis as the safer, more legitimate option. And in the bigger picture, this might finally force Washington to make a decision to define what it is, clearly what separates hemp from cannabis. Again, these plants are tied at the hip. I think the solution here, as we've said recently, get rid of the bad actors. So my final thought here is last week we saw the hemp story. It was just heating up. And this week it's proving it. The alcohol industry has officially joined the fight, and they're bringing serious lobbying power to them. So how Congress responds, it could set the tone for the entire cannabis and hemp landscape heading into 2026. So whether you're in hemp, whether you're in cannabis, or just watching from the sidelines, this is one story you do not want to sleep on. The bigger players are arriving to this game right now. And this conversation, like I said before, is about to go to a whole new level. So is this the right move to ban hemp outright? Leave your comments below. Love to get your feedback. And as usual, if you like this breakdown, make sure to give this video a like, smash on that bell for all notifications. And if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to us here at TDR. So that's it for now, and a lot of big implications on what could happen next, because whatever is the outcome here is going to have a major effect on cannabis reform and what decisions will ultimately be made, whether rescheduling happens or not. Because until we get clarity from Washington, again, this is going to get delayed, and we want answers now. So the first thing you need to do is regulate the market the right way, and both industries will thrive. Until then, like I said, still a lot of uncertainty. I'm your host, Shad Dales. This has been the latest TDR Cannabis in 5, and thanks again for watching.